What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? As always, thank you for clicking on this video. Now, I'm sure you're all eager to hear everything about the recently released Horizon Zero Dawn, so stick around and I'll get right into it. Exclusively for the PS4, Horizon Zero Dawn is a massive open-world action RPG developed by Guerrilla Games, rooted in a post-apocalyptic Colorado that is inhabited by futuristic machines in the form of dinosaurs and other familiar creatures. You take on the role of Aloy, a huntress of the Nord tribe who is shunned and branded an outcast due to the fact she doesn't have a mother, and ultimately that leads you on a journey to find the answers to why that is. To start off, the story, underlying culture, religion, and lore of its world, and every tribe in it is engaging, and you want to know how everything you see came to be. The detail and graphics are absolutely stunning. The first thing I did was take the time to admire the environment around me. When it comes to the machines, you can literally see every bolt and wire connecting the different components on their bodies, and all the unique sounds they make convince you they are actually real, living, breathing creatures. Also, Horizon's time of day cycle is breathtaking, along with its dynamic weather system and smooth transitioning terrain. Every part of the map has its own unique climate, from blizzards in the snow-covered mountains to sandstorms in the desert and torrential rain in the jungle climate. Cities and settlements and the NPCs within aren't static either. You'll often see children running and playing in the streets to randoms arguing and merchants calling to others to look what they have to offer. It's by far the most immersive game I've played in a while. When it comes to Horizon's combat, it's smooth, satisfying, and comfortably challenging. Throughout your playthrough, you acquire tricked out primitive weaponry, with many different uses and arrow types. Each machine has its own weakness. Once you come across every new machine and find its weak spots, you have to think about what sort of approach is needed to take it down, such as laying down tripwires in its path, weakening it for that crispy critical hit. The machines are smart though, and will sometimes avoid traps you set in place, forcing you to adapt. Although they are not as exciting as the robot dinos, there are human enemies as well. Now that I'm on the topic of bandit camps, there are one of many things in Horizon Zero Dawn to keep you busy. You'll find characters in the wild and in settlements that'll offer side quests, and at times I found myself somewhat overwhelmed, but I don't look at that as a bad thing. Other activities include exploring cauldrons, which are basically dungeons, searching for collectibles, vantage points, text and audio logs as well. All of these included help you to get insight into the past and a better understanding of how life came to be the way it is. Lastly, challenges given to you at hunting lodges in the world are fun ways to gain XP and better weapons, and with a level cap of 50, they definitely help. But every game has its flaws. As I mentioned before, the story is interesting. Unfortunately, it is slow though. It doesn't really get the excitement rolling until closer to the end of it, and when I got to the end, I wasn't 100% satisfied with how it played out. Fortunately though, depending on side quests, the outcomes can change. But even though I've already invested 60 hours, I've yet to start on a second playthrough. Speaking of side quests, here's another area where Horizon Zero Dawn falls short. Most of them are your typical run-of-the-mill fetch quest of, I found this, but I can't get it, can you get it for me? And when it comes to the character giving the task, some of the voice acting is subpar. Facial animations and body language aren't complimenting either, and at times they can be awkward and clunky. Personally, it's not the worst I've seen, but it's definitely not the best. And lastly, there are glitches. I only found a few, none of them game-breaking, but it's hard not to notice machines getting stuck in walls. It's always funny to see things like that, and with a game like this, with a lot going on, it's kind of to be expected. Overall, the positives outweigh the negatives, in my opinion, and they are delivered with gleaming polish. And for the developer coming from the FPS series Killzone, with their first attempt at an open-world genre, it is, in my opinion, definitely worth the time and money spent. I'll be following Guerrilla Games in the future to see what's coming next. So what do you think? Does it sound like something you'd have a good time playing, or are you going to pass? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you could, subscribe for future reviews on upcoming titles to see my thoughts, and leave a like for good measure. So again, as always, thank you for watching. You guys and girls have yourselves a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next one.